Hello again. I think I'm gonna start off with the 4D humanity. Um, this was really interesting to me. Let's see, let's go down to mine. I never really sat and thought about this at all. I mean, it's never really been a part of any of the classes that I've taken, so I just really haven't given it much thought, but, um, I really liked the article or the paper that you wrote. It was really interesting, and I just kind of like to see other people's point of view on all of this. I personally agree with you on a lot of it, and I am also kind of like you in the sense that, tomorrow I might think completely different, and I could probably list off a bunch of different dimensions that humans kind of utilize, but um, I really like the four that you brought up about science, politics, religion, and art, and how they kind of encompass like the four main domains that we utilize as humans to kind of help us understand the world around us. And I believe 100% that these things, I mean, there should be a balance and that these things should be able to coexist. Um, I grew up and I'm still going to a non-denominational Christian church, and you had mentioned in your article that there are a lot of churches that, or different organizations that have, all of these things kind of together. And I know at my church in particular, we have a bunch of different ministries that just kind of target people's interests and whatnot, and all of these things are encompassed in one ministry or the other. They talk about it on, Sunday mornings during sermons, and I actually think that it's really important to incorporate science and politics and religion all together. I feel like, if you just have one piece of the puzzle, you're not really getting the full picture. I feel like they really go hand in hand, and to get a better, more well-rounded understanding of, just those around us and the world around us, I think that it's important that these things kind of work together to help us understand all the different aspects. And, what is that really saying? If you leave one out, then you're not really getting the full picture. So I definitely think these things should be able to coexist, and I think you did a really good job just kind of explaining how they should be completely separate. And I agree. I know a lot of people who don't believe like science should be involved in religion at all, and politics shouldn't be involved in religion, but I personally disagree with that. I think that it's actually really important. So that's that. Let's see. Okay, so for the topic selection for the controversial subjects, let's see if I'm down here. I had a couple different. I had three that I really would like to do. I was a kinesiology major at ASU, so I'm really into anything healthcare related or anything, I'm really into health and physical fitness and all that. So of course I chose three that were in the health category. The first one I thought would be really interesting to kind of talk about, and I thought would be, I could kind of argue it both ways, so I would really like to be able to research a little more on this one. But vegetarianism being better for human health than a diet that includes meat. I could definitely argue that both ways, so I kind of am excited. I hope I get to choose that one. Otherwise, homeopathy, I like that topic also. I feel like that's becoming more of a interesting topic these days. A lot of doctors, don't believe in homeopathy, but then there's a lot of research studies coming out talking about, the benefits of it and the benefits of different supplements and naturopathic kind of healthcare, which I find really interesting, and I believe in the naturopathic care. So that one would be also interesting to research. Or again, this one has been kind of a controversial debate for a long time now, and actually it's kind of funny. My cousin just had a baby, and we were just talking about this after she had him, about vaccinating your children. And so this last one, should people take vaccines to protect their health and that of others? That would be a really good one to kind of debate also. But I would really like to do the vegetarianism. So those are my top three deals there. The cultural science topics. I'm going to New York actually tomorrow, and they have the Body Worlds exhibit there. So I'd really like to, hopefully if I have a chance to go by there, this week, then I'd really like to do that one for my cultural science topic. Again, really into the human body and the whole healthcare industry and all of that, so that one would be perfect for me to do. I would be really interested in that. Also, though, I wouldn't mind going over to the Arizona Science Center and checking out the exhibits that they have there. I haven't been there in a really long time, so either of those would be interesting, I think, to do. And then for the Arduino projects, this was a new experience for me. Like I've said before, I'm not really tech savvy like this, so learning how to build all these little things that will, turn on the LED light, I kind of had fun playing around with it. At first, I was having a hard time figuring out, where exactly everything was supposed to go and how to get it to turn on, but I finally figured it out. Let's see, here's a couple pictures from the project. Here's one. This is the very first part of chapter 1, where you just have the one switch and the one LED light. Let's see, here's another. This one, we did the LED lights in parallel, which these are part of the questions that were at the end of this chapter. So, as we can see, this is what happens when you put them in parallel. They both will light up with the switch. So, my friend and I, we were working on it together. She's also in this class, and we thought that we would add a third one to see what that would be like. And, oops, not that picture. And we found that only 2 actually light up, and you can see that third one's not lit up there. And we also tried it, I don't have a picture of it on here, but we also tried to do it in series, and they didn't both light up in the series, just the one did. So from that, we kind of gathered, here's just a picture of the notebook. From that, we kind of gathered that, for however many switches there are, maybe that's like the most LED lights you can have. At least that's what it seemed like when we did these. And when you do them in series, we think that it has to be a part of the circuit. So if it's not a part of that circuit, then you need to add more of those little metal strips that connect the two. Just here's our work for this chapter. And then for the neat resource, it was funny, I never realized how inept I am when it comes to technology. I thought I was, in tune with everything going on, but every time we do one of these neat resources, I realize how little I know about just how advanced technology actually is, so this is kind of funny. But this was the first time I've ever heard of, hacker spaces, maker spaces, or the digital fab labs. So I looked them all up, but I thought the digital fab labs were the coolest. I saw a link for a university in Michigan. It's Taubman College, and they have a fab lab there. You can kind of see the video of this machine fabricating these things, whatever that is that they're making. And what I thought was so cool about it was, well, first of all, they have all these different tools that they use to build these things and cut these things, and they're just these computers and robots basically that are building these intricate things. And I was most impressed by, they have a tool that's a water jet cutter, and it can cut up to 1 inch of steel or 2 inches of stone, which I thought was pretty amazing. Just water, like a water jet. It's kind of crazy how powerful that is. And then so I found that to be the most interesting. And so here's a picture actually of something that they made. I don't know exactly what it is, but I found it on their website. Something they made using that water jet cutter, sorry. Or some sculpture maybe. But there's a gallery of a bunch of different projects that they've made using these things. They're all pretty cool. Just the stuff that they can make. And this website shows you all the different tools, laser cutters, the water jet. Look at the water jet. See if there's a picture of it. No. Anyways, I think all that is pretty cool. So that was new to me. I'd never heard of anything like this before. So that was definitely something new I learned this week. And yeah, so that was the week in summary. I spent about 4 to 5 hours on the class this week. I had to read through that 4D humanity thing a couple times. It was really thought-provoking, and I wasn't really sure how to respond to it initially, so I kind of had to sit down and spend quite a bit of time on that. And same with the Arduino projects. They didn't come to me right at first, so I got those figured out, and I spent about 4 to 5 hours on the class. And that's all for this week. Thank you.